This Bank of America ROVAL 400 Betting Picks 2025 edition of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code RACESGPN.
Driver, start your engine!
Strap in and pull those belts up tight as the Sports Gambling Podcast Network presents the NASCAR Gambling Podcast.
I'm just gonna put my foot on the floor and I'm not lifting till I see God or a checkered flag.
My man.
With all the news and the best bets for your NASCAR weekend.
We want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. In Jesus' name, boogity, boogity, boogity.
Now, here are your hosts, Rod Villagomez and Cody Zeeb.
Welcome in to another episode of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. He's Cody Zeeb. I'm Rod Villagomez. We have put Kansas in the rear view. Cody, we are no longer in Kansas. Cody, we're not in Kansas anymore.
We're not in Kansas anymore, Rod.
But we leave behind a pretty decent weekend of racing. There was a lot of great stuff going on in Kansas last week. I'm almost sad to leave.
Well, I don't know. Every NASCAR podcast out there that you listen to, it's the worst car ever. The playoffs suck. Everything's horrible. NASCAR hates itself and the world's imploding. Even NASCAR podcasts talk about how much it sucks. It's starting to drive me a little bit nuts, Rod. Let's enjoy the fact that we had another fucking great race at Kansas Speedway. The best racetrack on the circuit. Always provides good racing, except in the springtime. But no, it was a great race. Amazing finish. It doesn't get much more exciting than that. Had some craziness. The Zane Smith flip and riding the wall sideways thing was insane. Luckily, he's okay. SVG gets his first career top 10 on an oval. Oh, man. It was Mustache Crew was in full force in the trucks and the Cup Series. Let's go. It was an exciting weekend, Rod.
Yeah, there was a lot to be happy about. I know that here's my theory on this now. Nobody's happy. Doesn't matter. Nobody's happy in this world anymore. If you look at social media, if you look at everything, nobody's happy. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you give, if you have the best plate of filet mignon put in front of you, somebody's going to say that the mashed potatoes are too runny. I don't understand. Do you eat mashed potatoes with filet mignon? I don't eat it enough.
I'll eat mashed potatoes with anything.
I was like,
look at me, Rod. I'm a meat and potatoes guy.
Just tell me you're poor without telling me you're poor. Like, does filet mignon come with that? I don't know.
I don't really know what comes with filet mignon, but I know all about mashed potatoes.
Fine, you don't eat whatever. It doesn't matter. We lost the joke. But yeah, it's just nobody's happy. But like I said, there was a lot of stuff to be happy with, and I know that pretty much 75% of the bets that I put out there didn't cash, but it didn't matter because I had so much fun. Most
Brandon Jones car lift cashed.
That, my friend,
pretty nice.
That was a
Dean
fun
Thompson. He cashed we gave out the top 5 on the show, but told you to take the top 10. We gave that out in the Discord later. That cashed along with the Butterbean stuff. I had a great day in the Truck Series. The Cup Series was not quite as good, but still hit a few bets over there for sure. Solid day.
Bubba hanging out in the top 5 like we knew he would. So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Nico,
outrights. We couldn't get much closer on the outrights other than we didn't have Chase Elliott, but Denny we had, Bubba we had, Briscoe we had. They were all right there at the end. So, yeah, let me set up. Hold on. We have comments pre-Nico here, Rod, because
okay. Go for it.
That showed up before the thing. But TK checking in says SVG, oval top 10 out of nowhere. And then Ash checking in says, evening, lads. 2 a.m. there for Ash. Bit late for him. Gibbs top 10, Buescher top 10 this weekend. 365 is offering minus 130 versus the field versus SVG. We'll get into that. Is SVG worth betting this week, or do you bet against it, Rod? We'll definitely talk about it.
That's like the question of every road course at this point. But then Nico checking in, talking about, buddy, for his SVG from lap 1 down to 10 with no crew chief.
Yeah, starting behind the 8 ball with the penalty, starting a lap down, everything. Watch if SVG starts to figure out the ovals. Watch out, folks.
But we've been saying that. That's something we've been saying for a very long time. So I don't want to hear.
We knew he was gonna figure it out. Like it's only a matter of time. So let's not overreact. Right, he outlasted some stuff at the end and got to the top 10. But hey, he did it. So it's a big major step and one step closer to what they hope over the next couple of years here.
Yeah, normally he's the one caught up in all that nonsense. So he stayed out of it. For good on SVG. And also, Nico, good on your Brisbane Lions, man. All week long, right? I was giving you guys plus 11 on that. They could have had plus 111, man. They killed.
Could have had minus 100. Shit, they won by a ton, didn't they?
Oh, my God. Yeah, it was like one. I was one of the highest grand finals for them. It was just amazing. That game. That second half, they came out and they just kicked everything through the goals. It just nothing was missing. So good on the Brisbane Lions. If you guys did not get a chance to watch that Aussie Football League grand final, you missed out, as well as don't miss out on this. The merch store. The sale is ending in September. 25% off the promo code football. That means that now you got to get to it now. If you're watching it live, get to it now. Or if you're listening to it before midnight, hurry up because you're running out of time. 25% off with promo code football. Get yourself a Racing Gambling Podcast hoodie, as we saw being represented at the Kansas Speedway this weekend, and all that other good stuff. So get yourself some Racing Gambling Podcast gear. Take 25% off of that with the promo code football.
Absolutely. All right, Rod, let's keep catching up with the chat. Marcus says, hi, everyone. Hi, Marcus. He wants to know everybody's pick is to win at the Roval. He predicts Christopher Bell is going to win. He won here in 2022, Rod.
The cardboard one.
Gate. Go back. That's probably I should go back and listen to that episode because I just had a complete meltdown on the recap show.
You did too.
About how much bullshit that was. But yeah, saying he's good at road courses, of course. Ray's checking in, huge SVG fan in Virginia there. Top 10 was awesome. Had it at 27-1. Let's go. Not a fan of the regular crew chief. So there you go. You got the backup crew chief. Slow roll saying breaking news, Cody. Hamlin has been found to be a Chevy spy and will be tried by the Toyota Tribunal for treason. When Ty and Bubba were asked for comment, they said no mercy. We'll have to get into that here in a second, Rod. The opening getting Nico all fired up. JDK said arguably Kyle Larson's best track, Kansas. That's what we heard, Rod. That's what they told us. It was his week. Best track. He's so good. We got fun stats to talk about Captain Shook here today. So don't worry, we'll get into that conversation. And Nico had 19-1 on the top 10. Hunter checking in says, "What's up? Might be a little late." Or what's up? Boy, I can't read. It's too late, Rod. NGP after dark. What's up, guys? SVG this week, maybe a little dinger. We'll be talking about both of them for sure. So yeah, love it. Andrew checking in, everybody, John checking in. Let's go. We love it when the chat's popping.
And it is popping. Like, I love it. It's popping that it's this late too. I know it's after dark, technically, yes, but like I don't feel like it's after dark yet. I feel like
it's still light there for you, so that's probably why it doesn't feel dark.
Yeah, I can see a little bit of.
I mean, it just recently got dark here, so
yeah. All right, so we'll put to bed Kansas, but just real quick, we'll talk because we got to talk about this. This is probably the biggest thing to talk about is the way that race ended. Obviously, Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, Chase Elliott, all of these guys in the mix for the win. Denny on different strategy, kind of got himself behind the 8 ball a little bit with the pit stop. Bubba Wallace was hanging on. Chase Elliott, again, another kind of a pit call as well. So what's crazy is that obviously Denny Hamlin was the fastest car pretty much all day long. He was the leader most of the day. He just essentially should have had that race. Pit crew kind of screwed it for him. So he charged his way back up through the front, gets into Bubba Wallace with a little bit of a tussle at the end of the race. And then Chase Elliott exploits the little kerfuffle up there and ends up winning the race. Everybody hates Denny already. I mean, this is like if Ty Gibbs were to do this, I would already not be on Ty Gibbs' side, right? So this is what Denny Hamlin or enemies are like. They are already not giving Denny the benefit of the doubt. Bubba fans are hurt. Chase Elliott fans are happy. So there's so much takeaway all over social media. Obviously, Denny took to his podcast to explain it all. But, Bubba's a little disappointed. Told it was a jackass move without telling him it was a jackass move. But the way
I love the line of, a couple years ago, I would have said this. Like, that's the perfect way to say it without, but like, well, that's what I would have said. Of course, I don't mean it now, but that's what I would have said.
That's the right. I mean, if you want a new Bubba statement, that's a new Bubba statement. That's the Bubba now, right? A couple of years ago, you're right. He would have gone off on Denny, completely called him a jackass, completely took him to the mat. This year, he's like, you know what? I would have said he was a jackass. I would have said that was a jackass move, but I'm not. I've grown up. So what was your takeaway, Cody?
Yeah, so my takeaway, lose-lose situation for Denny Hamlin. If he doesn't race him hard, that's all we'd have been hearing about since then. Oh, he let Bubba win. Oh, Bubba got to win because of the rain. Bubba got to win because Denny let him win. Like, that's all the shit we're going to hear all fucking week. That would have been more annoying than this has been. But, like, look, this is what you want. It's a conflict, potentially, to have a guy that owns a car out there, but it's not, because all these guys are already aligned. You've got teammates, right? We already saw that fiasco last week. You've got manufacturer partners. Parker Retzlaff got fired from Chevy teams essentially because he didn't work with a Chevy at Daytona last year or whatever it was. Like, you've already got all that anyway, so it doesn't matter. As Denny said, he is the driver of the 11 car. That's what Joe pays him to do. Once he straps into that car, I believe, he says on Sundays he's not the owner. I think he's the owner of that 23 car until that window neck goes up. He's no longer the owner of that car. He is only the driver of the 11 car. When the checker flag falls, he's once again the owner of that 23 car. I think that he should race him hard. I think that he did it exactly how he would have done it to anybody else. That's what we should want to happen. So I don't blame him at all. I think that he, in the moment, had a shot to go for it. 60th win, the place where he got his first start, all the stuff. So I think that's the right call. And, people are going to analyze it and be like, oh, you could have kept Joey Logano out. Yeah, but also, had Bubba won, he's going into this race with a 20-point cushion on a road course, not what Denny Hamlin wants. Bubba didn't win. He has a 43-point cushion. So it actually kind of worked out a little bit better for him. You got to get there before you worry about who you're going to beat there anyways. So I think the whole thing is great. I think that's how you should race. And I'm not biased on this. I had money on Denny and Bubba. Granted, I'm a Chase Elliott fan too, so I was good with any of the outcomes there. But I think that that's what we should expect. I think that's how it should be. I think that you go for it. And he didn't wreck him, right? He wasn't egregious about it. He gave both of them, well, I don't know if he gave both of them a chance, but he did, right? He kept going the straight way and gave them a shot. I don't know that he anticipated. And obviously, this is all happening at milliseconds, right? And you're making these decisions in the heat of the moment. Adrenaline's pumping, the heart rate, all this stuff. And you don't, you're probably not factoring in, Chase Elliott's coming, because when he got into him, I don't think Chase Elliott was that close. Like, he kind of came out of nowhere, and he was on the 4 fresh tires, all that stuff. So, yeah, I think that it was a good move. I think that's what he should do. We should expect from him what everybody should expect from him. And I got no problem with it.
Well, look, when the two lifted, right? Because obviously, if they didn't, they were going to get into each other. I just feel like Chase Elliott just threw a brick on that accelerator, like literally just threw a brick on it and said,
yeah.
"I'm in."
That's what he said. Yeah. And why wouldn't you? Like, yeah, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, hammer down.
Yeah, because there's just no way that I mean, you're either going to wreck or you're going to win at that point. And you see those two guys slip up in front of you, even a fraction of a second. The best race car drivers are going to slam down on that accelerator and go. So. I mean, yeah, I liked it. I may be in the minority. You may be in the minority, Cody, but I feel like we saw what we wanted to see out of NASCAR. Because what would you want? I mean, look, if that ended in under green and Hamlin would have had the however big, long lead he had heading into it, people have been like, oh, it's just another Kansas race. And,
that's another, yeah, what a boring race. Because then you hear the people who, oh, well, the best car didn't win. But then they're the same people who bitch about Kyle Larson leading every lap in the spring. And it's like, did you want the best car to win or did you not? Like, just make it.
People aren't happy, Cody. People aren't happy. Just look at Twitter.
Oh, yes. We established at the top of the show.
People aren't happy. Doesn't matter what your halftime show is. Hunter saying had an outright on Bubba and Briscoe. Glad he took them both top 5. Hey, listen, we kind of did say top 5 would be a the nice little cushion in there too, so he wasn't upset.
Yeah. Also, this has zero comparison to the Ty Gibbs thing. There is not even a single possible little bit of a comparison you can make. Completely different situations. That was for 14th in stage 2 between a non-playoff driver and his teammate. Different story. If Denny Hamlin did that to Bubba, although it's for the win, so I don't even think you can compare it. It's for the win. I don't think it matters who's in the playoffs. I think if that was Ty Gibbs doing that to Denny Hamlin, I think you go for it. You take it. It's for the race win on the last lap, going into the final corner. Like, it's not, you can't compare those two things at all. Completely different. Also, in this case, both guys are in the playoffs. So, if Denny can win there, he doesn't have to worry about the Roval this week. And yeah, he's sitting pretty good, but to go in not having anything to sweat would be a lot better. Get the 5 bonus points. Like, that could all make a huge difference getting to the final 4. So I don't think those two situations are anywhere even remotely close.
No, and I agree with you on that one. JC saying hi, and that we are at a different time for streaming. Yeah, this is a little after dark for you. Well, close to dark for you, I guess. Right. Pterodactyl, though, checking in. One of our favorite lines. It's Bubba saying that. It's like Ricky Bobby saying, with all due respect. And I mean, with all due respect. That's my favorite too.
Yes.
All right. We have got a race to get to. It is the Roval, and the Roval that it's going away. Thank God. But yeah, the last cutoff race.
Is it going away?
I don't know. We'll see. It's just hopefully it is.
I don't think so. It's on the schedule next year.
Oh, damn it. It's right. Never mind. Yeah, I don't care. It's going away up here in my head. It's going away this year. At least that's right. So, all right, we'll get to all of the Roval fun. But first, let me tell you about my friends over at MyBookie.ag. We're brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder also second to none. Their motto is to bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Gave out the Brisbane Lions all week last week. Hopefully you tailed that one because that one cashed. There's easy deposit and lightning fast payout using cryptocurrency. Let me introduce you to the wonderful world of check floorball. Yes, MyBookie has floorball out there happening on October the 5th, which I believe is Saturday. I got to get my calendar and my abacus out, make sure. But how about the Sokol BRNO taking on the Cutoff? Yes, well, guess what? I'm going to pick the Sokol BRNO to beat the Cutoff at plus 101 over there on MyBookie.ag. Just find it. Look for floorball. You'll find the Czech One Liga, and it's all great. Floorball, another one of those fun sports that if you haven't watched it yet, you absolutely need to watch it. Head to MyBookie.ag. Promo code SGPN for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's MyBookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Since Novig is an exchange, you're getting some of the best prices in the market. Novig is available all over the place, 35 states and climbing. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. I was trying to think back to my younger days because I remember sports were not readily available to watch on TV as they are now. And I watched some pretty off the wall stuff back then. I was watching Aussie Rules football back in the early 80s, right? And I was watching I remember American Gladiators. I was watching the roller derby back in the day with the Thunderbirds. Like now it's like a smorgasbord of sports for me. And I love being alive right now.
It's a beautiful time. I mean, there is just constantly, even just racing alone, there is always racing on some platform or some place, like to watch anything, anytime, anywhere. It's absolutely amazing. And then, yeah, you factor in every other sport and how we're able to catch, games I remember back in the day, like watching the Huskers, I was like, oh, this one's a pay-per-view game. I guess we're not going to watch this one. Like now, yeah, you're watching all of them, right? Because it's always readily available. So what a time to be alive, Rod. Even though nobody's happy.
Nobody's happy, but we'll be happy this week. I'm going to be happy to watch the Roval go away. This is the one race where I will say I'll be happy when this one's over. It's a cutoff race. We're here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, road course to be more exact, in Concord, North Carolina, for the Bank of America ROVAL 400, 109 laps, around this 2.32 mile. It says road course on the sheet, but we all know that it's a bastardization on the hybrid of it for 252.880 miles of, well, just pure chaos, but and cardboard. Cody, that's the Roval for you.
Don't remind me, Rod. Just if it's been on the track for 50 laps,
we don't JC, though, backing up my American Gladiators was a great show. Absolutely loved it. Zap, Laser, Sunny, like all those gladiators, fantastic. None of them are in the race though, Cody. So it's okay. We have the normal drivers in the race this week for this one.
Yes. Hunter wants to know what NASCAR's doing with the points situation next year. If we can explain it, we certainly will explain it to you.
Yeah.
Once we find out, because they've not announced. It seems to be that they're waiting until after the championship to announce. So we'll be here throughout the offseason and we'll discuss it all then and kind of break it down. I'd imagine it's some sort of like 4-race playoff to end the season, or 10 races maybe, where there's not cuts through or whatever. So, but we'll see. It's who knows. A lot of things out there. I don't think we'll go to the 36 race deal, but you never know, Rod. Speaking of 36, there is 36 regular Cup Series cars entered into this race, plus one with Josh Bilicki. He's going to be in the 66 car. So yeah, that's your field this week. As you mentioned, it is a cutoff race, so we will cut from 12 drivers down to 8 drivers when this one is over. Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, they just get to go out, have a good, nice, fun Sunday drive. They are locked into the next round via their wins at New Hampshire and Kansas, of course, last week. So nothing to worry about for them there. Kyle Larson's 54 points to the good. He's feeling pretty good. Basically that's don't finish last. He should be able to lock in his position with some stage points in the first stage. Should he choose to race for stage points, we'll have that conversation here in a little bit. Denny Hamlin's 48 points to the good, much better than the 23 or whatever it would have been had Bubba won that race. So good situation for him. Christopher Bell, 44 points to the good. William Byron, 40 points to the good. So basically for all those guys, don't go have a disastrous day. Don't get taken out early. Don't have a mechanical failure. They should all move on. Chase Briscoe's 21 points to the good. He's feeling pretty okay coming into this one. Just a little bit of work to do there. Joey Logano's 13 points to the good. He's actually been really good at the Roval. If you look back through his statistics here, for what he isn't usually on road courses, he's been pretty good here. So if he can just kind of hold par and hold serve, I think he'll be fine. Ross Chastain, as good as he is on road courses, not good here. So there is something to that. He's 13 points to the bad. And then after that, it's going to be real tough to point in. I think these 3 drivers are in almost much-win situations. Bubba Wallace at 26 points under the cut. Tyler Reddick at 29 points under the cut. And Austin Cindric at 48 points under the cut. So 4 of those drivers will no longer be racing for a championship.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I know we'll talk about it, but as far as winners from under the cut, that might be pushing a little bit, and so we're going to see it.
So Ross has won on a road course before. Tyler's obviously won multiple road courses, and Austin Cindric's been a good road course racer. I think it'd be a pretty tall task for Bubba to win. I mean, obviously, I think that we're going to come to the agreement that this is SVG's race anyways. Here in a little bit, we'll talk about that more, but it's going to be pretty surprising to get a win from under the cut line. But should we set up, I guess, kind of scenarios for points racing in this race? Because I think of all the races and all the cutoff races, this one in particular is going to be the most, like, all of these guys are potentially going to be affected by stage racing and points.
Well, I feel like our bets pretty much cover the majority of that. So I think we can talk that through during it. So, yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Good
talk.
Good
Glad this was our we got our
pre-show meeting right there. You guys were privy to the pre-show meeting. That's fantastic. So listen, this is the 8th time that these guys have been here on this track. It was first introduced as a Roval in 2018, and like Cody said, it's back on the schedule next year, and I'm just hoping that at some point they wise up and take this off, because I don't like it.
After that Kansas race, you couldn't put the oval on here. Yeah. Imagine the oval. Whatever. This has produced some good racing. It's at its moments for sure. I'd imagine the race for second this week.
It will be fantastic. So, all right. Well, then I say that we are good and thoroughly primed for the Roval. It's time to start building those betting cards. Cody, what is your first bet?
Well, Rod, I've turned to my wonderful friend Ryan here at iFantasy Race, and he's got some statistics for you. This year on road courses, Cody Ware has an average finish of 30.2. Rod, there's one driver that is worse than Cody Ware at road courses this year. One driver, Rod. Do you happen to know?
Well, I see you reaching for the mouse. It is our friend, Captain Shook.
Kyle Larson has an average finish of 31 on road courses in 2025. Just let that sink in, my friends. Yeah, and he's still Captain Shook. We heard it last week, right? Oh, this is his week. He was so good here in the spring. Fast track. I know he was really good at Bristol, but this is it, guys. And I haven't listened to the Dale Jr. download yet. Well, I've listened to part of it, but I haven't got to the Dirty Mo portion. I cannot wait for the 17th week in a row for Dale Jr. to make an argument for Kyle Larson for no particular good reason. But he's shook. He led some laps last week. Fine. God, why did I do it, Rod? I played him in DFS. I would have won our DFS contest if I'd have played anybody else because he was a fucking bum because he shook. Then, I'm sure not everybody here listens to the wonderful Stacking Pennies podcast of Corey LaJoy. They had him on this week, and they asked him, they said, hey, things have kind of been different since Indy. What do you think? And he's like, well, if you kind of look at how I've run in everything, Cup Series, Sprint Car, everything since Indianapolis, the results would say that something's been wrong. Yeah, I'd fucking say so. So he even knows it. He is shook. So all that, Rod, to set up William Byron over Kyle Larson, plus 120 over on Bet365. Plus 120. Let me remind you that Cody Ware has a better average finish at not like Cody Ware doesn't have like a couple of great races where he's got like a 25th place average finish. 30th. His average finish is 30th, and Kyle Larson's is worse. So Watkins Glen, William Byron, good run, 4th place. 39th place for Kyle Larson. Sonoma, 8th place for William Byron. 35th place for Kyle Larson. By the way, he's very good at both those tracks. Been good. He's won there before. All the stuff. It's fun, you know. Mexico, 9th place for William Byron. 36th place for Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson did have a great day at COTA to open the season, though. 32nd, much better than those other 3 finishes. William Byron was 2nd. So not only is Byron 4 for 4 on road courses ahead of him this year, but it's not even close. Now, I will say the Chicago Street Race, not a road course, but if you want to toss that in there, because I am going to use some stats for that later on. Larson did finish like 13th, and Byron was 40th. He wrecked out early. So that's the one where he got him. But, yeah, it's been rough. And obviously, since Indy, things have just not been right for Mr. Larson. So you go back to last year, and really even at the Roval here in the past, Larson won this race last year. So you got to give him props for that, right? But William Byron was 3rd place. He was right behind him. And in 2 of the 3 next-gen races here, Byron has gotten the better of Kyle Larson. So 3rd place last year for Byron. He was 2nd here in 23. So 2 good finishes in a row. Larson was 13th that year and 16th for Byron in 22, but 35th place for Larson. So easily he's beat him in 2 of the 3, 2 spots behind him last year. Not bad at all. And really, if you go back over the 6 races we've had here, or these 2 guys have gone up against or the last 6 that these 2 guys have gone up against each other, 4 for 6, William Byron over Kyle Larson. Could Kyle Larson show up and have a good day? Of course, right? I'm going to keep saying that forever, but it's not really happened. Like, he had an okay day, respectable day at Kansas, but for Kyle Larson standards, it's not. He's still being priced at Kyle Larson AD before Indianapolis. He's not being priced as Kyle Larson. What did I do that wrong? Before Indy. I was trying to be before Indy, BI, and AI after Indy. It's 2 different Larsons. It's not been the same. Give me William Byron over him, plus 120 over on the Bet365. And TK pointing out as well that Cody Ware was also on for a top 20 at Chicago before the late crash, so his average would have been even better. That's the most amazing statistic I've ever seen. I've had some great statistics about him on super speedways, but for him to have a worse average finish than Cody Ware is just well. And we've watched the passing of the torch now from
from Elliott, from Larson, from all these road course guys that were once road course guys to a new breed, basically, not just SVG, but we've seen Reddick evolve into a pretty decent road course racer. Obviously, AJ's always been one, but he's sort of claiming his throne again. So there's a lot of guys out there now that are kind of shaking these guys off their throne. And so my first bet actually kind of piggybacks off of that, where I'm going to take Tyler Reddick over Chase Elliott at -120 over on DraftKings. And here's the thing, right? With Chase Elliott, we know that Chase Elliott's always been one of those dominant road course racers, right? And we always bring it up when we talk about it, but he's kind of more of the old school type, like, Sonoma, where he finished third earlier this year. But Watkins Glen, he ended up finishing 26th. The Chicago Street Course, he finished 16th. Mexico City, he did finish third. Coda, he did finish fourth. And at the Roval last year, he finished fifth. Tyler Reddick, on the other hand, has actually been very steady overall this season. Third at Coda, he got Elliott there. 20th at Mexico City, he didn't get him there. But again, you kind of got to just throw those away because those are one-offs. The Street Course, Chicago Street Course, Reddick got him with a third place finish there. Sixth place at Sonoma, not getting Reddick or not getting Elliott in that instance, but the ninth place at Watkins Glen recently was a good solid showing. So he's got 3 straight top 10 finishes, does Tyler Reddick, on street/road courses, and then 4 of his last 5 have been inside of the top 10. 2 of those top 3 finishes this year. So he's just shows up for these road course races. And I understand that lately it hasn't been the best of the best for Tyler Reddick, and he does seem to be on that shook train, and he is underneath the cut line right now. So that's almost more incentive, right, for him to go out and actually do well and finish well. I know stage racing and points racing doesn't mean too much for Tyler Reddick. He's got a lot of points to make up in this instance, so he's going to have to go win. And if you're going to go for the win, chances are you're going to end up around the top 5, hopefully the top 3 at the end of the day. And he hasn't been completely bad even on ovals. Like, he finished 7th last week at Kansas. He finished 2nd at Darlington a few weeks ago. So the old Tyler Reddick, the one that Cody threw all of his kids' college fund on for a championship, is still there. He's still there somewhere. It's just a matter of trying to
She
almost went to Harvard. Now she's going to have to go to whatever community college is right outside.
Wow. Community college is great too.
I'm a product of maybe that's not a good endorsement, but
oh wait.
No, listen. So again, this because we are seeing these guys close the gap on the Elliots and the Larsons of the world. I feel like Tyler Reddick does have an opportunity and really the motivation to finish better than Chase Elliott this week at -120 over on DK.
Yeah, I don't know that I love this. Elliott is just super consistent. He's the streakiest driver in the garage. He's coming off of a win now. Yeah, he wasn't the best car, but he had a strong car all day. It's not like he just completely came out of nowhere. I mean, I know he got lucky or things worked out at the end there, but you give these guys an inch and they could take a mile. I don't know that I want to fade him for that reason. I will say Chase Elliott's in position that if he's got an opportunity to win either of these stages, he should. So the Roval is different from some of the road courses where it's very hard. I would say almost impossible, unless SVG could probably do it because he's SVG. But you can't points race and race to win. It's almost impossible to do. It's not completely impossible, but we've not really seen it. So you're going to have to choose: are we racing for the win and the finish, or are we racing for the points? If Elliott gets the opportunity to win a stage because he's running well when SVG and the others peel off to pit, they should stay out and take the playoff points because they don't have anything to gain from where they finish. And if he does that, Reddick can't, because he can't points race. He's got to go. I mean, unless Logano, Briscoe, and Byron are all out early in the race and they're the last 3 guys on the board, like maybe it points race. But outside of that, he's got to just go for it. So that could be a huge, drop in your bucket for he's just going to be going for the win. They might also gamble late on some stuff, which could cost you. Those would be the only things concerning. But yeah, I don't love it. But I
will say though that in the next gen era, Tyler Reddick has gotten the best of Chase Elliott in 2 of the 3 times that they've been here in the next gen era. So 8th place for Reddick in 2022
was 2022.
It
one of
was
those years,
in fact
Rod.
the cardboard game.
That doesn't count because Chase Elliott won that race until the fucking race official terrorist threw a caution flag for cardboard that was on the track the last 50 laps.
I'm just saying.
those losses like that just sting so much. I will never forget all the money I lost on that race when I easily should have won it.
I know. But Cody, there's a support group for you, and you can call 1-800-GAMBLER for all of that. Maybe the ears will listen to you on that instance. But all right, we've got. Oh, hey, Justin.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Old Fashioned Football checking in,
Cheers,
Justin. Make sure you check out the Old Fashioned Football program. That is a great program talking football and whiskey, bets, fantasy, all the fun stuff. And whiskey, I mean,
cannot beat it. In fact, my keeper's heart is right there. Still waiting.
I got my bottles
right over there. Yep. That's what you get for winning the league, by the way. I think you won it and I won it. So maybe Justin, you
I think we're the only two winners of it. So I don't know what that says about us, but
you know what else is pretty good. We'll get to more of the bets. But speaking of fantasy, how about Underdog Fantasy? Underdog is a great place to play fantasy pick'em, where you can win up to 500, how about 5,000 times your entry. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats. It's available in a ton of sports. Love. My 49ers are playing this Thursday night against the hated Los Angeles Rams, and Underdog is giving us a projection of 16.5 carries for one Christian McCaffrey. Ricky Pearsall down, Brock Purdy limping with that turf toe. Already Ayuk is out, Kittle's out. I mean, the hot dog guy's out who could catch passes. Everybody's out for him. So guess what? You know what you should do in that instance? Feed Christian McCaffrey the ball. 16.5 seems like it's going to be way low by the end of the time. So give me Christian McCaffrey higher than 16.5 carries on the game this Thursday night. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code RACESGPN. Football's back, baby, and Rhythm is off to a great start in college football and the NFL. Rhythm has introduced a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build. You can win $1,000. Looking at that game. Let's look at the Texans and Ravens game, by the way. They're giving Ravens minus 1.4 on the predictive model. I know Baltimore's been struggling, but you're only giving them a point and almost not even a point and a half against the Texans. I will go ahead and take the Ravens minus 1.4. Go find the line wherever it's at and kind of exploit that, because I know that there's no love for the Ravens, but Jesus, if they can't beat the Texans by at least 2 points, they should probably go and find another league to play in. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off of your first month. Download Rhythm. Use promo code SGPN25. I mean, I get it. I know we're probably starting Cooper Rush over there, and Lamar Jackson's probably going to sit out, but I would think that you or I could come in, Cody, and play quarterback, hopefully, and take the Ravens to a win over the Texans.
Well, I mean, they are 1-3, Rod. So.
I know.
It's been kind of rough. Derrick Henry, father time. I don't know, but
as a Derrick Henry manager, I 1,000%. I almost wish, because in a league that I was in, right, and nobody wants to hear about your fantasy league, and I don't care. But in a fantasy league that I'm in, well, thank you. You can get players stolen if you lose, right? So I lost one week, and the guy picked Nico Collins because I protected Derrick Henry. I wish I would have protected Nico Collins and let him take Derrick.
No, you don't. You don't wish you protected Nico Collins. We had this conversation already on the X. Nico Collins, along with the Texans, sucks. So, yes, even with Cooper Rush, give me the Ravens in that game. The Texans.
You know, I'm only stalling, Cody, because I don't want you to talk about your next bet here, but I want you to stick to the second one in the box.
Well, Rod, in case anybody, thought that I fell off the bandwagon. Well, it's not really a bandwagon because I've been on it since literally his first start in Xfinity Series, where he won me a shit ton of money as a super long shot. And he went out on a road course, not only on a road course, but what you could consider a Roval, because it was the Daytona road course, Rod. But that's Tyrone Gibbs. I'm going to take him top 3, 7-1. So here's my thinking on this is either we get Ty Gibbs of the Mexico race, and we're going to cash a big number at a top 3 here, or he's irrelevant, and I don't feel bad because it was 7-1 anyway. So this allows me to not be hurt by this bet, but also I think that it's got a shot. So give me Ty Gibbs, top 3, 7-1. 35th place finish here last year. Engine failure, shit happens, right? But in 2023, he finished 4th place here. So one spot outside of that top 3, was able to get it and look good. 22nd place in 2022. So not a great run there. That was the 23-11 deal, filling in for the injured Kurt Busch, all that stuff. So been mixed results on the road courses this year, but mostly good. 33rd at Watkins Glen, not a good run. 7th at Sonoma, though. So again, you're only a few spots out of the top 3 at that point. Not far back there. 2nd place at Chicago, if you want to toss that in there. Next best car to SVG. So 11th place in Mexico, but results a little bit deceiving. Remember how fast he was. SVG commented after the race, and probably slightly being a little bit nice, that he didn't know he was going to be able to catch Gibbs because he was so fast. Of course, he would have caught him because he's that good. But Gibbs was easily the next best car that day. Bad pit stop obviously put him back a little bit and didn't get the result. But he finished 3rd place at Coda last year. So he's got the ability to run well and finish good at these tracks. And 3rd place as well at Chicago in 2024. So a good run there. The 4th place here in 23, as I mentioned, 5th place at Watkins Glen as well. Also in 2022 in the Xfinity Series. AJ Allmendinger, we'll get into his stats in the Xfinity here in a little bit, but amazing at this track. And Ty finished second to him in that race, led 24 laps. So, all this praise for Connor Zilic. Oh, he's so great. And I know that he's beaten the statistics that a Ty did, but Ty was similar to what a Connor was back in the day when, up and coming and just kicking everybody's ass in ovals on road courses, all this stuff. Let's not forget about that. He's got top 3 upside in him. Obviously, he's had his fair share of struggles this year. We've not really bet on him a lot lately. Runs have been inconsistent. But if he can dig down deep in road courses where he's good at, I think that he could go out like he did at Mexico, have a great run, like he's done some of these other tracks, finish in the top 3. It's 7-1. I think there's some value there. And then, Rod, speaking of AJ Allmendinger, I'm going to take his top 5 as well. Plus 230. What are we doing? The king of the Roval. Plus 230 to just finish top 5. Does SVG win this race? Yeah, probably. Okay, fine. Who cares? Does Ty Gibbs finish on the top 3? Probably. Okay, who cares? All AJ has to do is finish in the top 5. Rod, do you know who has the best average finish in the next-gen era? All 3 races?
I'm going to go ahead and say it is AJ Allmendinger.
How did you get? I don't know how you guessed, but yes, 3.7 is his average finish in 3 next-gen races. 6th place last year, 1st and 4th in the other 2 races. Even back in JTG equipment, a 7th place run here back in 2018, old car, JTG, all that stuff. So he's been very good here. 5 Xfinity starts here, 4 wins, and a 2nd place finish to Sam Mayer last season. He's been amazing. Yes, his road course has not been up to AJ par this year, where we normally expect it to be, but the Colin cars have been better this year than ever before. Just got to figure out some stuff on the road courses here. Still finished 11th at Watkins Glen, 6th at Chicago, so he's had some decent finishes. This is clearly 4 wins and a 2nd place in the Xfinity Series, plus best average finish in the next-gen era, his best track in the Cup Series. This might be my favorite bet on the week, is just if you don't want to mess with the outrights, you don't want to mess with all that because SVG is even money. AJ Allmendinger top 5 at plus 230. He's not points racing. He's not going to be doing the stage bullshit. He's going to be flipping the stages right with SVG. AJ potentially even has something for SVG this week. Maybe not, but it's all AJ for me. Top 5 at plus 230. Great.
Yeah, and I had already made the graphic, though. It's funny because I made the graphic this morning, and I didn't post it because I just wanted to make sure that we were going to go at the time we were going. So I had SVG and I had AJ on there. And I get to the doc because Cody made the doc this week, and AJ and SVG are both on there. And I was like, well, guess
I gave you a little time, and then I was at work today, and I was like, oh shit, he hasn't sent the doc. I better get in there before he gets in there and make sure I claim these bets.
No, it's okay. And I knew that both of us were going to talk about him anyways. So there's no way we could get away from AJ Allmendinger, especially on a road course. Doesn't matter if it's Xfinity or if it is Cup. So Seth Ritter checking in saying, what about it, boys? Even when you're wrong, you're kind of right. I wish my wife would say the other half of that. Yeah. Tell my wife. She doesn't believe any of that. Tough break on Bubba. Thanks for making me money on Sam Mayer at Iowa and Dillon Richmond.
That's what you want. If you're going to bet somebody, what was he 25-1? I think. I mean, he had a shot at the end to win that race, and at that type of number, that's all you're asking for. And we were correct that he was going to be in the mix to win it. Obviously, he doesn't get it done at the end there, but that's what you're making those bets for. They're not always going to cash, but it feels so good when you're like, man, this had a real legit shot. Even when it doesn't cash, it's nice to know, hey, we weren't completely out in left field in this, and sometimes we are. But
and the top 5 still cash, so that was the good one on the day for that as well. Well, then speaking of Bubba, they're giving us a top 10 number for him this week at plus 300. I'm just gonna really start and end it with this. I'll build a little more, but the argument for Bubba Wallace top 10 on this track, he's done it 2 out of the 3 times in the next gen era. 16th place was his only finish outside of the top 10 in 2023, but 9th place last year. And then in 7th place in 2024, he's got an average finish of 10.7 on this Roval. This is actually not the Bubba that we're seeing lately, right? This is the Bubba that we saw before, the undisciplined Bubba, the one that would have called his boss a jackass and has a jackass move up until then. So now we're seeing
I need to start using that. I just need to be like, I would have said this before. I'm not going to say it now, but I would have said this back in the day. It's just, what a great way to get away with saying something while having plausible deniability. Like, no, I didn't say that. I said I would have said it, but I'm not saying it now because I don't say that.
No, you joke that you're going to start. I'm already using it right now. Like old me would have said that this was an absolute jackass move, but new me is not going to. But no, but look at Bubba Wallace lately has actually, like we said, come into his own. He's found a stride. He had a streak of top 10 finishes between Dover and Watkins Glen, where at Watkins Glen he had an 8th place finish, the most recent road course that we had been on. And then 6th place at Iowa. He won at Indy, 7th at Dover. He got a 6th place at Darlington, 8th place at Worldwide Technology, 5th place at Kansas. A couple of bad weeks at 34th at Bristol and 26th at New Hampshire. But of course, we know why that happened. But I mean, again, he was in the mix for the win at Kansas. He was running very strongly like we thought he was. And listen, not for nothing, but we knew Kansas was going to be a track that he was going to be good at. So we predicted that these tracks that he's been had success, he's found success, right? And there's just definitely a nice little way and now Bubba's got to win, right? Bubba's got to win to make it to the next round. And so he is not going to be taking chances. He's not going to be flipping stages. He's not going to be trying to get stage points. He's literally just going to be out for the win. Like I said, though, 8th place at Watkins Glen earlier, the 9th place at the Roval. He's struggled on road courses this season. 26th at Sonoma, 28th at Chicago, 12th at Mexico City. And he's not necessarily the greatest of road course drivers, but there's something about this Roval, right? There's something about maybe the oval part of it that makes him feel comfortable. And then he gets in the twists and turns because 2 out of the 3 times of all that struggling, right, on road courses, not being able to get inside of the top 10 in most of the other road courses this season, the fact that he's been able to do it twice in 3 tries on the Roval should tell you his level of comfortability on this track. So I like the number, especially 3-1, just for a top 10 for a playoff car, right? We know and we've seen these playoff cars populate the top 10 in these races, and for good reason. Bubba takes care of himself. He's in line for a top 10, and 3-1 is a really damn good number. It's better than the number you're going to get for the winner later on of this race. So give me Bubba Wallace at top 10, 3-1 over on DraftKings.
Yeah, I like this. 2 of the 3 times, like you said, it's like well documented. He's been working very hard, getting better at road courses. You've seen some of that reflected. The 12th place finish in Mexico City, one of those things. You've definitely seen the improvement, and you're coming to the track he's been the best at when it comes to road courses. And you've said in the past, like, not even a true road course, right? It is, but it isn't, but it is. Like, it's sort of that hybrid in between. Yes, it's still a road course, but less of a true road course than some of the other things. And like, look at how well he's been doing lately, right? Bad races. Well, Bristol, he was running well, but had a bad finish. New Hampshire is a bad race, but outside of that, he's been running extremely well throughout these playoffs. I mean, a corner away from winning the race last week, obviously. So
I do too.
I like it.
All right, Cody, where are we going next? I feel a lot more top 10s coming on.
Yeah, a lot of top 10s here, Rod. Chase Briscoe top 10 at plus 120. This one is, I think that the reason you're getting the number so low, or like it should usually plus 120. I mean, we don't ever get plus money on Chase Briscoe top 10. So I love it. There's a couple of things here. History at the Roval's not been great, but Stewart Haas, Ford's, like, not going to look into that too much. He's a guy that should go and points race. He's 21 points to the good. Go get stage points in these first 2 stages. Build that cushion up a little bit more in case something happens late. Like, go take the points. I think that's what they're going to do. So that could potentially keep him from a top 10, but it doesn't completely exclude him from the top 10. And I think getting him a plus money, it's sort of a no-brainer to me to take it. So 36 here last year, not good, obviously. 28th in 2023, but he was 9th place here in 2022. Good run. He's been good here in the Xfinity Series. And look at what he's done. I mean, in the playoffs, he's been great. 4th at Kansas, 10th at New Hampshire, 9th at Bristol, 2nd at Worldwide Technology, 1st at Darlington. Like, getting into the playoffs, it's been all good runs for him. I mean, Daytona was a little rough, but 13th at Richmond, 5th at the Glen, 2nd at Iowa, 2nd at Dover, 2nd at Sonoma with a bad Indy race in there. Like, he's been on fire down the stretch, running well. And all he has to do is go out and have a decent points day. He doesn't have to race for the win. He just needs to go have a good day. Top 10 at the end of the day would be a great finish. And you look at what he's done on road courses this year. 5th place at Watkins Glen was a great run. Sonoma, 2nd place finish. And remember, he was the best car in that race outside of SVG, right? As everybody knows, like, but he was the best of the rest, easily, by far, not even close. So you like to see that. Mexico City, 7th place run there. He actually led. He didn't lead any laps in that one, but 7th place, again, top 10 on a road course this season. You love that. Coda, before he figured out how to drive these super fast cars that he couldn't figure out, 14th place run. I think it's kind of crazy that you're getting Chase Briscoe top 10 at plus 120. So I think that the points racing thing might be factoring into this, but I'm not going to factor it in too much. I don't mind it. Somebody who's not racing for points, Chris Buescher, also plus 120 for a top 10. Also seems crazy that you're getting him at this kind of number. So you go back to, if I can get to the right tab, Rod, what the fuck is going on here?
Too many tabs. It's after dark.
I tell you. Too many tabs. It's after dark. Here we go. Okay. I got the right tab now. 17th last year, so not the best of runs. But before that, 7th, 6th, 3rd in the last 3 runs. So he's had good finishes overall here in a general sense. Last year, I don't remember the situation. Was he points racing? I don't remember what was going on. I'm not overly worried about it. And you look at road courses, it's not been as good lately as it had been, but it's been really good. I mean, 3rd place at Watkins Glen, tough day at Sonoma where he finished 16th. I mean, it's not like that's a bad day at a road course for Chris Buescher. He's only 6 spots outside of the top 10, 18th at Chicago, but 10th at Mexico City, 7th at Coda. Roval last year, again, exclusion, but before that, Watkins Glen 1st, Sonoma 3rd, Coda 8th, 7th at the Roval, 7th at Watkins Glen, 11th at Indy, 10th at Chicago, 4th at Sonoma, 8th at Coda, 6th at the Roval, 9th at Watkins Glen, 10th at the Indy road course, 6th at Road America, 2nd at Sonoma, 21st at Coda was the very first next-gen race, but, I mean, that is a lot of fucking top 10s in the next-gen era on road courses. He's done it more times than he hasn't on this track in particular. Why is he plus money? He doesn't need a points race. You don't have to worry about that. He's been running fine on a week-to-week basis here lately. It's not, RFK's not been lights out great, but he's not been horrible either. Little puzzling that both of these guys are plus money for top 10s. I don't know if the books are just overthinking this or what, but give me Briscoe top 10. Give me Buescher top 10. Both of them are.
Yeah, and again, with these guys, I mean, especially for Briscoe, we know that these JGR cars have been dominant lately. Chris Buescher just makes me, I don't know, him and Brett Keselowski and Ryan Preece. We pushed RFK so much this season. It just feels like it hasn't necessarily. It's been there, and then it hasn't, and then it's been there, it hasn't.
The bets, that's the thing, is they didn't make the playoffs, but the bets all year have been pretty good. And you think, brought him up last year as like a long shot to kind of win, or last week rather. He didn't run, he didn't really have a chance to win, but he wasn't bad. Like 15th last week, 18th, 11th, 9th, 10th, 7th. He's not been competing to win or leading laps, but he's been running top 10 or close to the top 10 a majority of the weeks. I mean, going all the way back to, the Coke 600. Since the Coke 600, he has 2 finishes worse than 20th. Richmond and Iowa, so short tracks. Okay, fine. But outside of that, I mean, he's been in the top 20 every week. A lot of top 10s mixed in there. He's not been, flashy, but he's not been bad either. He's been fine just checking his boxes, and that's all. I don't need him to be flashy. They don't need to talk about him one time this race, just go run 10th for me.
Yeah, that's true. And they won't probably talk about him, and that's fine. So, all right. Slow roll saying that Bubba is 350 on Caesars. I didn't see that, but please go grab it if he is plus 350 on your Caesars book, because the one I'm looking at still has him at 3-1, but that's all right. I would definitely hammer that at 350. So, all right. Joey Logano. I am going to risk putting a top 10 bet on Joey Logano at plus 250, because here's the thing about Joey Logano on this track. He is 2 for 3 in the next gen era in finishing inside of the top 10, an 8th place finish last year, a 5th place the year before that. His average finish so far, 10.3, but that's because in 2022, an 18th place finish wrecked his day, but he qualified on the pole in that race. So he definitely had the speed to begin the race. Unfortunately, just didn't hang on to it. And, that was the year where he didn't qualify for the playoffs, but ended up getting into the playoffs because of Alex Bowman's disqualification. So remember that day for Joey Logano. That was definitely one of the biggest things for him to get into that one. So yeah, I mean, look, it was just a bad day for him overall. But I will say that for Joey Logano, we know that he's the hardest guy in the entire garage to handicap. You got a 14th place at Watkins Glen, which would not have cashed this bet. A 9th place at Sonoma, which would have cashed this bet. An 11th place at the Chicago Street Course, one side outside of this. And then 21st in Mexico City, 24th at Coda. So hasn't been all wine and roses for Joey Logano in the road courses / street courses this year. But a 9th place finish, like I said, at Sonoma gives me a little bit of hope. And then again, right, the fact that he's 2 for 3 in the next gen era, including the last 2 in finishing inside of the top 10 on this ROVAL, is making me feel a little better. He's the 11th fastest in terms of next gen speed ranking, according to our friends over at iFantasy Race. But I will say Carson Hocevar is sort of crowding that spot, that 10th spot, because he's only got one race and he ended up finishing with the 10th fastest speed ranking on the charts. Joey Logano, 18th, 7th, and 6th overall in the speed rankings with a 10.33. Kind of mirrors his finishes, actually, to be honest with you. But he's just finished where he started, as far as speed is concerned. So I like the fact that he's got that. I like the fact that he's still racing for something. And I think top 10 for Joey Logano on a ROVAL in which he's actually had some success, especially at plus 250. I would understand if, it was like 11th or 14th or 13th, but the fact that he's been safely inside of the top 10 in the last 2 races and inside the top 5 in one of them makes me feel like the plus 250 is an absolute hammer value, and you got to go with it. And I'm not asking him to get in the top 5. I just want him to get in the top 10. So give me Logano, top 10, plus 250. You can find that over on Hard Rock.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, kind of setting things up. He's been pretty good at this track in particular, and not a bad road course racer. And it'll be interesting. I think a lot of this is going to kind of depend on where you're at and what opportunities you have. I mean, Chase Elliott could race for stage wins. Ryan Blaney could race for stage wins. Larson, Hamlin, Bell, Byron, Briscoe, even Chastain, these guys could all race for stage points. Well, eventually it's not going to be worth racing for stage points because there's only a couple left, right? So where are you at kind of track position wise? I could see them certainly racing for them, but we'll kind of see how it goes. But he's been good here, and I think at this number, not a bad bet. Slow roll reminding me that Chris Buescher did run top 5 at Sonoma, or ran top 10 to top 5 at Sonoma, but was the last car on old tires and got spun out. I forgot about that. So yeah, you were there, Rod. So you should have.
It's okay. I just blocked it out because he didn't finish with the way.
It's and sometimes it's hard to remember every detail for every driver at every track, but that's okay. All right, Rod, top 10s. I'm going to go to a couple of long shots. John Nemechek, 10-1. Play back. We do it just about every single week, but he's shown us some stuff at road courses that it's been enough that I don't mind biting on this, right? It's not always great. I will say that. 32nd at Watkins Glen, 28th at Sonoma, but 15th at Chicago, 6th place at Mexico City. That's the one that really stands out to me. He was a very good car that day. Had a great run. He ended up being the top Toyota when it was all said and done. They used a little bit of pit strategy, yes, but they could do that this week as well. So a 6th place run there. 22nd at Coda, not bad run. 21st at Watkins Glen last year. 21st at Coda last year as well. he's had some okay runs, I guess, at least. It's been 2 shitty finishes, honestly, at the Roval in the 2 starts. Only one in the next gen era, 34th here last year. Got to go back to 2020 for the other one, 36th. I'm not going to look too hard at that. Been well documented every week. You know how well he's running. A couple of tough weeks in a row here, involved in that Zane Smith wreck. At Kansas there, New Hampshire was tough, but 14th at Bristol, 6th at Worldwide Technologies, 4th at Darlington. Like, he's had some really good runs, 15th at Iowa, 12th at Indianapolis. Down the stretch here, these legacy cars have been in the mix each and every single week. That's what you're looking for. 10-1, I'll take it. And then this one's kind of might catch some people off guard, but give me Austin Dillon, top 10 at 14-1. I just kind of like to look through the long shots. Not a lot was really jumping out to me like crazy, but Austin Dillon, he's another guy like a Bubba Wallace that's gotten better at it, and he's 14-1 for a reason. He's probably not going to finish there, but I think he's got it in him to potentially do so. 15th at Watkins Glen not too long ago. Good run. 21st at Sonoma for Austin Dillon. That's not a bad run. By the way, the Roval can result in some chaos, especially if we end up with green flag or, overtime, green, white checkers at the end of this, plus the point situation. If it's getting dicey, things could get crazy quickly. And Austin Dillon sneaks through this, which he could potentially do. You don't hate it, right? So he finished in 2023, rather. He finished 14th here at the Roval and 10th place in 2022. So 2 of the last 3 starts here, he's been in the top 14. I don't really hate that. That's not too bad, right? 32nd last year, yes. They're not all going to go your way at 14-1, but he's gotten a top 10 before and been close to another one. And he's improved on road courses, and another guy that has been running pretty solid. I mean, Kansas was a bit of a rough day, but 13th at New Hampshire here recently, 18th at Gateway. Obviously, he won that race at Richmond, 15th at Watkins Glen, 10th at Iowa, 15th at Dover. He's had some really good runs kind of down the stretch here. So Nemechek top 10 at 10-1, Austin Dillon.
Man, it's so sad when you know that those 2 cars, those 2 legacy cars are so good. And then you end up watching them just both get taken out at the same time, the same wreck in the race. Just heartbreaking to know they're as good as they are, and just one wreck can take them both out. So hate it. Yep, I feel for both of those guys. I don't feel bored. Marcus, open your ears up, buddy. We are about to talk about your favorite driver, Christopher Bell. Top 5 numbers at plus 160 over on Hard Rock. I will just say this again. Like I said earlier, I only need to use but one stat on this, and that he is 2 for 3 in finishing inside of the top, not just top 5. And I would get spicy and go top 3 in this instance. I really did toy a lot with his top 3 number, but his top 3 numbers like plus 270 or something. So it's really, if you want to and you feel comfortable putting something on both the top 5 and the top 3, I'm not going to blame you for it, but I feel like I'm willing to take the decrease in profit margin just for the off chance that something crazy happens and a Kyle Larson does unshake himself. A Chase Elliott does find his way. So we've got, SVG, we got AJ Allmendinger, we got maybe Joey Logano finds the top 5 on accident, and then you've got William Byron maybe finding his way in. All these things happening to shuffle him out of the top 3 and to where he just needs to get into the top 5. So Christopher Bell won, obviously, in 2022. Don't care how it happened. The results are the same. He still ended up winning the race. And then in 2023, he ended up finishing 15th. And then 2024, he finished in 2nd place. But that does not really even tell the entire story either. I could stop there and just say that the Roval is basically Chase Elliott's playground, or Christopher Bell's playground, and then call it good. But road courses this year for Christopher Bell, I mean, Marcus always nails it. It's always close to or winning. In this instance, Watkins Glen, runner-up finish. Sonoma, 5th place finish. Chicago Street course, 24th, but it's a street course. Not really that chaotic race. I don't even care what happened in that race. Mexico City, though, 2nd place finish. He won COTA. He finished at the Roval in 2nd place here last year. 9th place at Sonoma last year. 2nd at COTA last year. 3rd at Watkins Glen in 2023. A string of solid top finishes for Christopher Bell. And really, again, 4 of his last 5 road/street course races have been top 5 finishes. So Christopher Bell, when he gets on road courses, it's just unreal. And for, like I said, you could try to get yourself up to that top 3 number, but at plus 160 over on Hard Rock, I mean, that's almost 2-1. That's such a damn good number for him at that top 5 number. It just feels like that is a very easy and more, I guess, a less stressful way to get in on Christopher Bell. So TK checking in saying, if not for SVG, Bell would have 3 road course wins this year. I mean, right, the second place finishes have all pretty much been to SVG. So yeah, top 3 and 5, just absolutely hammer either one of them. I still like the top 5 because for me, I guess I'm less risk averse in this instance. I don't want to put all my eggs in a top 3 basket, but if you want to take a quarter unit, put it on both, that's fine. I just feel like top 5 is a much better, just like a less stressful day for me, for Christopher Bell to do what he's done several times over this season and finish in the top 5. Plus 160 on Hard Rock.
Yeah, I like this. And I think it was Optimal Locks in the Discord that was pointing out like SVG's minus 500 for a top 5. Everybody else, you're getting decent numbers on them. But SVG, yes, is probably going to win, but he's not going to finish 1st through 5th. So that's kind of where, yeah, I think there is some good value on the board, even outside of the outright market. And Bell's been really good here. I do not recognize him as the winner of the 2022 race. But outside of that, he's been great.
You don't got to do it, buddy. It just is.
Just like DraftKings and Caesars don't recognize Connor Zilich as the winner of Daytona. I don't recognize Christopher. I don't care what the books say. I know it says he won, but I don't recognize him, and that's all that matters. So, all right, I'm going to head over to Caesars, Rod. They've got some stage-winning props here, and stay tuned in the Discord. Once we get to qualifying, we know everybody's going to start. Check the Discord because we're going to have. I think it's going to be really fun to bet on stage winners in this because based on where people start, you're going to get opportunities for different people. And I really think that the books are pricing stage 1 winning car odds. Even number is just way minus money, super juiced because of SVG. But what they're not factoring in is SVG doesn't give a fuck about stages. They mean nothing. He's not racing for anything. The only thing SVG cares about this weekend is winning. They will flip both stages. There's zero reason to stay out. Why would you? You're not racing for points. You're only racing to win this race. Flip the stages and just go race. So they've got it priced like SVG is just going to run away with everything. But why would he be racing for stages when he should be flipping them, racing for the win? So I think getting odd at plus 170 to win both stage 1 and to win stage 2, these are just 2 separate bets. So you're betting stage 1, the winning car number odd, plus 170. You're betting stage 2, the winning car number odd at plus 170. And I really think it's going to be sort of random. I don't know that there's one driver you can go say, this is the guy who's going to win it. Could Ross Chastain stay out and win it? Yeah, he's a negative points difference. If they are running well and they're up there with SVG pits and they see, okay, we got an opportunity to get 10 points here. Okay, we've got an opportunity to get 20 points here. Maybe somebody has a problem. Maybe they take those points. He certainly could do it. You got Austin Dillon in there, maybe not. But Kyle Larson, same thing. If he's got an opportunity, if I'm Kyle Larson, Rod, and I have an opportunity to go get points when I don't need very many, go fucking get them before you're shook at the end of this race and miss the next round of the playoffs when you shouldn't have, when you could have locked it up in the first. Go win the stage if you're Kyle Larson. That's something he certainly could do. So Justin Haley's in here and whatever. Chase Elliott, he should be, the only thing he should care about is winning the stage. It doesn't matter if he finishes in the race. Nothing else matters. There's 2 playoff points out there for him. If he can win these stages, go do that. Denny Hamlin, if he's got the opportunity to score stage points in the stages and help him cover that distance to get, he should take any points he can get on a road course. These are all odd numbered cars. Chris Buescher, he's probably not going to stay out because there's not much of a reason to, but he could. Chase Briscoe, he should be points racing if he's got the opportunity, and he's been fast all year on road courses to go out and win the stage. Why wouldn't he take it, right? Bubba Wallace, Josh Berry, whatever. Bubba Wallace shouldn't points race, but they certainly could. And maybe you get a wreck early on in the race, and a couple of those guys ahead of him are out of the race now suddenly, and you just got to go max points. Like, go get 10 points. Who knows, right? It could set up right. Herbst, Custer, Jones, Reddick, Tyler Reddick, he certainly could race for points. Probably shouldn't, but could. There's a lot of guys. Michael McDowell's another guy who could definitely win the stages. Daniel Suarez could win stages at road courses. These guys are all capable. I just think they're, I think that they're doing it based on SVG, but I think there's no reason for SVG to stay out. And TK saying he literally won a stage even with flipping it, so he could. Yes, that certainly is possible, right? But I think that somebody in this list is going to see the opportunity for, hey, there's a playoff point, or hey, here's my 10 points that I really need in this race. And I think that's where this is going to come into play so much, like we kind of set up at the top of the show. There's a lot of guys that need points, and it's not realistic for anybody in the field outside of the 88 to think they're going to go win this race. There's some people who have chances, and you certainly could, but if you need points, go get the points when you have the opportunity to get them. Avoid the chaos later. You'd hate to be running top 10, get spun. There's 37 cars on the lead lap still, and you finish 37th on the last lap, and you miss out on the next round of the playoffs because you didn't take the points when you had the chance. I think that this market's just completely mispriced. I think plus 170, when it's probably going to be pretty random, at least at this point in time when we don't know where people are starting, who wins these stages. I think you bet both of these, and maybe we'll catch both of them.
You know, when we catch both of those last week in Xfinity with Justin Allgaier winning both stages, I told you all he had to do was go out and win each stage. Like I literally called that exactly the way it happened. I said, Justin Allgaier.
And that's the Kyle Larson thing. Like, and then the piano fell, right? So get the points while you can get them, Kyle.
I'm saying, and just win us those bets as you're along the process, and I'll be happy. Like I said, it didn't matter to me who won. Well, of course it did, because I ended up calling the winner too. But yeah, I was like, listen, just the stage wins.
Well, I mean, I cashed that car lift and stuff, but other than that,
I don't sit here and pat myself on the back, but that was a hell of a week. Both stage winners and the winner of the race. It was fun. But yeah, again, I do think that this does, especially plus money, give you the opportunity for all these guys, right, to end up winning the stage that need to win the stage. Maybe it is Chase Elliott, maybe it is Kyle Larson, maybe it is, Ross Chastain, like you said. It just, all these guys that are odd numbers are all in the mix to try to points race and try to get some stage points, where SVG, AJ Allmendinger, like those two heavy hitters are just not. So love it. All right. Speaking of flipping stages and making all of this kind of craziness happen, the number of lead changes over on Caesars is set at under 7.5, or it's set at 7.5. I'm taking the under on that one. And I did not grab the actual number on that one because I was, okay.
I'll find it for you.
So 7.5 is the number. I'm taking the under on this one. And if you look at the next gen era, last year there were only 6 leaders in the race. There was Kyle Larson that led 62, Shane van Gisbergen led 21, AJ led 14, Tyler led 6, Alex Bowman led 5, and Christopher Bell led 1. That was it. And this was, of course, all the stage flipping and all this stuff. There were really only 5 cautions in that race. This race does not have a lot of natural cautions that go along with it. So 5 cautions for 13 laps. There was only 6 race leaders in this one. And then, of course, in 2023, same difference, 6 race leaders. AJ led 46, Tyler led 27, Chase Elliott led 15, Christopher Bell led 9, Kyle Busch led 6, Ryan Blaney led 6 as well. Remember, there's only 109 laps on this race, right? And so it doesn't lean to a lot of heavy shifting for the lead, because once one driver gets out front, they stay in front for quite a while. And until the stage breaks, until the stage flipping, Tyler Reddick led 27 laps of that race. And then Christopher Bell ended up leading 8 next. Then it was Chase Elliott leading 15. Christopher Bell led 1 again. Kyle Busch led 6. So there's not a lot of I guess, leaders in the race, right? There's only been 6 in each of the last 2 races. Now, the 2022 Roval actually saw 8. So this one wouldn't have cashed, but Eric Jones randomly led a lap in this race. So it was kind of a weird race in that Joey Logano ended up leading the first stage, right? So 27 laps. He ended up leading from lap 1 to 27. Tyler Reddick assumed the lead for 3 laps. And then when they came back to the green, it was 18 laps for AJ Allmendinger. Ross Chastain grabbed the lead for 3. AJ Allmendinger grabbed it back. Reddick got the lead again. And then, like I said, Eric Jones, just out of nowhere, leads 1 lap before Chase Elliott ends up leading 30. And then, of course, Cody knows that the cardboard took the center stage. Kevin Harvick led 4, and Christopher Bell ended up leading the last 2. So really, again, it was just a matter of Eric Jones just leading that random lap in there that kind of threw the whole thing off. And over the last couple of years, that hasn't necessarily happened. This race is ran relatively clean. That Roval actually only saw 4 cautions at all, 2, right? And the 3 stage cautions and the 1 cardboard caution. The 2023, where there was all kinds of crazy stuff, that was 7 cautions for 18 laps, and we still only had 6 leaders. So there's not, I mean, for as much as we continually harp on this stage flipping and everything like that, it doesn't lead to a lot of lead changes, right? It just basically hands the lead back off to the guys that flip the stage once it's all said and done. And listen, if we think SVG is going to run away with this race, he'll be the leader again. He'll lead a bunch of laps, and we may see 5 or 6 leaders at all this year. So what was the number, Cody? Did you get it?
Yeah, it's -110. So great number on that.
Yep.
The over is -120. So you're getting the better side of things. And yeah, like if that's how this race goes and it's SVG dominates, flips the stage, you have the guy that wins the stage that leads laps, and then it goes right back to SVG, and you're not going to have a ton of leaders. And spoiler alert, that's how I see things going, Rod. I am completely shocked we're getting SVG at even money. I think you absolutely just smash this. And if it's the only outright bet you want to make, perfectly fine with that. Oh, well, this one's different. We've heard that before, right? Watkins Glen was different, right? But it wasn't, because it was the same result. He came in, he won the Chicago Street Course. He had a couple of races where it took him some time to get used to the car. Watkins Glen last year, he goes out, he almost wins that one, loses to Buescher at the end there. Then he comes here and finishes in 7th. Okay. But then you came into this season, 6th place to open the year at Coda. Let's figure some stuff out. Since then, wins Mexico City dominating fashion, wins Chicago in dominating fashion, wins Sonoma in dominating fashion, wins Watkins Glen in dominating fashion. It's not even been close. Nobody is anywhere close to SVG right now. He is the king. He is the fastest driver. He's in a great car. He knows what he's doing. Now that he's figured out this car, I don't know. I don't know when anybody's going to catch him, and it's not going to start this weekend. It's going to take something catastrophic for him not to win this race. I'm completely shocked this is even money. I was expecting him to not be bettable at -150, -200. It's Max Verstappen F1 betting. You just go take it, and SVG is the guy. He is going to win this race. I believe in insurance policies, Rod. Brought to you by Insert Your Insurance. Insert your insurance company here. But I'm going to take AJ Allmendinger 17-1 on FanDuel. Is crazy. I know he's not been the same that he was previously on road courses always, but he's been great on this track. Maybe SVG does have a problem, has a pit issue, loses a tire, whatever. Fine, but shouldn't be 17-1. That's a great insurance policy to have, and maybe this is the week Ty Gibbs gets it done. 25-1 on BetMGM, Rod. I
say why. Captain Shook checking in on. Listen, you are not crazy.
Kyle, is that you?
And then he says, "Am I going crazy? Hard Rock plus 250, winning car number even. If you are watching this live, go slam the hell out of that number. Oh my God,
that is
Hard Rock
crazy.
giving you plus 250, winning car number even. You better grab that now.
Do not wait. You got to be listening live. You got to be bet that. Like, drop anything else you are doing. That you're getting not only SVG at plus 250, which is way better than even money, but you're getting guys like AJ Allmendinger, William Byron, Christopher Bell, a shit ton of guys at that number. So that number will probably not be there in like an hour. So
you're getting the top
that's it.
5 drivers, honestly, in the next gen era.
SVGs, somebody priced this backwards. Odd is minus 350. They clicked the wrong button when they were doing that. They looked at the wrong number for SVG. He's in the 88 this week, right, Rod? Like, what the fuck? Wow, that's great.
Take that now. Take that now, and do not look back. I'm gonna wake up in the morning. It's gonna be reversed. So if you're watching this live, hammer that now. Because guess what? I am giving out William Byron at 14-1 as my winner if SVG does not get it done. William Byron, this team kind of catching the right vibes at the right time that it needs to. We know that Captain Shook is Captain Shook. We know that Chase Elliott is doing Chase Elliott things. But as for William Byron, this track, pretty good to him. Second and a third place finish over the last couple of seasons. Third place last year, second place in 2022, an average finish here of 7th place, but not bad at road courses at all. 4th place at Watkins Glen, 8th place at Sonoma. Bad day at street course. That was a rainy, miserable weekend. Going to not hold that against him. But 9th place at Mexico City, 2nd at COTA. Like I said, 3rd place at the Roval last year, 8th place at Chicago Street Course. He won COTA, 2nd at the Roval, won Watkins Glen in 2024 and 2023. So really, really damn good. Just three off finishes, 3 finishes outside of the top 10 since Watkins Glen of 2023. So that's a pretty decent stretch of top 5, if not top 10, if not top 3 finishes for William Byron in that span. I mean, look, this is one of those situations where we already have ordained SVG the winner. We've already said AJ is pretty much a close second. I will never, ever concede Ty Gibbs winning a race. But for William Byron at 14-1, a guy that has been 2nd and 3rd in this track over the last couple of seasons to find his way to victory lane, especially given the fact that, look, every one of these drivers just wants to win to get in. They don't want to try to point race. They don't want to do the math in their head of what they've got to do. I know that's their crew chief's job, but they don't want to have to worry about that. They just want to go out and win the race. And William Byron, week to week, has had a car to pretty much win a race that he wants to win. So, like I said, 14-1 for William Byron. I'm going to go ahead and take that as my, I call it long shot, I guess, to win when SVG is like even money to win, if not worse. But
everybody's a long
shoot,
shot
you can make
week.
more money betting on the winning car number even than you can making an SVG bet. So I almost feel like that's the way to go.
Yeah, if you get the opportunity to get that, and JDK pointed out it's minus 230 on Bet365. So Hard Rock obviously has that priced backwards. So get on it now if you get the chance, and you can get SVG plus 110 on Caesars. Thank you, Slow Roll, for that. If you're looking for that extra 10 cents of value, is always
Good
nice
stuff. Boy, Hard Rock's gonna not like us for all the bets they're about to get on their plus 250. But hey, man, price it right.
Hey, you put it out there.
Indeed. All right. Well, then get out your pen and paper before I want to get this out before the books adjust. So let's get through this so we can get this out for anybody else that's out there. Get out your pen and paper. Time to go over our bets for this Bank of America ROVAL 400. And of course, if you are on YouTube, time for the screenshot. I started you out with Tyler Reddick over Chase Elliott at minus 120. I gave you Bubba Wallace as a top 10 car at 3-1. Joey Logano as a top 10 car at plus 250. Christopher Bell is a top 5 car at plus 160. I said the number of lead changes in this race would be under 7.5 and minus 110. And then William Byron to win at 14-1. Cody gave you William Byron over Kyle Larson at minus 115. Gave you Ty Gibbs as a top 3 car at 7-1. AJ Allmendinger is a top 5 car at plus 230. Briscoe, top 10 car at plus 120. Buescher, top 10 car at plus 120. Nemechek, top 10 car at 10-1. Dillon, top 10 car at 14-1. Gave you the stage winning car numbers of both stages 1 and 2. Of course, each one separately. So stage 1 is plus 170. Stage 2 plus 170 as well. SVG, even money, plus 100 to win the race. AJ Allmendinger, 16-1 to win the race. Tyrone Gibbs, 22-1 to win the Bank of America ROVAL 400. Well, Cody, I feel like we're about to damage some folks out there.
Yeah. And Bet 99, which is for Canadian listeners, I believe, plus 250 over there.
It's the same algorithm.
Get that if you get the chance.
Woo.
Yeah. They use the same services, I'm sure, to set their
I'll have to put this in everything that I'm out and maybe get banned by a few books. Joke's on you guys. Can't put any money on it anyway. So all right. Well then, Cody, let's get this show out so people can make sure they get it down on that plus 250 for the even money bet. We come back tomorrow with another episode for Xfinity. Obviously, trucks. Oh yeah, trucks. Holy cow! So cool.
Yeah, trucks for the first time at the ROVAL. So that'll be exciting. Connor Zilich going to be in that race. So a lot to talk about with both of those series. Should be a ton of fun. I'm sure Zilich will be heavy favorites. In both of those races. So but it'll be a lot of fun to talk about for sure. Best of luck to everybody. Only 5 race weekends left in the season, Rob. Gosh, we're getting down to the end. It's kind of sad, but enjoy them while we got them. Enjoy these shitty cars and horrible playoffs and all the fun stuff that NASCAR likes to promote. But yeah, see you guys. Hopefully we'll have trucks and Xfinity tomorrow. We'll see what the books look like. But night race for the Roval for the Xfinity 2. That's going to be
Very
interesting. That could get crazy. So, all right, Rod, follow me on the X at Husker_Zeeb. You can find all my stuff over there. NFL, just tons of shit. Find it all over there. We'll see you guys.
Follow me on Twitter at RJ Villagomez. All kinds of crazy stuff like you said as well. Just I'm about to gear back up again. That grand final has me jonesing to get my other stuff going again. So I'm gonna hit the bricks. I'm gonna hit the books and start bringing you some good stuff. But yeah, follow me there at RJ Villagomez. You see me complain about my Niners probably on Thursday night as well. Love you all. Go hammer those books before they change their minds. We love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow. So until then, let's go racing and let it ride.